Hey there, everybody. Welcome to a new NCIS discussion. This is our review of Season 18, Episode 3, entitled Blood and Treasure.
Yep, we have Coco here to help us because Fornell, he is missing.
It's alright, Coco's on the case.
Coco is on the case.
Unfortunately, Coco's not really even good at finding her treats sometimes. But you know what? We'll all figure it out together. I love the title Blood and Treasure. Too bad it's the title of another show already on CBS.
It is.
But you know what?
Crossover.
This is a fun episode. It's not exactly, I don't think, one that really moves the needle, other than, of course, as you mentioned, Fornell is missing.
Fornell is missing.
Don't worry, guys. We're all going to figure this out. We know that it ends with Gibbs shooting McGee, so there's that.
Yeah, there's that.
Well, before we get into all of this craziness, if you guys enjoy this video, subscribe to the channel. You know, we're here talking NCIS all season long. I know there's hiatuses here and there, but we will be here. You don't want to miss any update we've got coming up on the show.
And if you just want to kind of get to know us a little bit more, see some pictures of the Coco, follow us over on Instagram at Matt and Jess TV.
All right, Coco, you have fulfilled your duties being in the video.
Us.
Yeah, she's just like, I'm over this now. But you know what? We're not over this episode as of yet.
No, so let's start with the meat of this episode, which is Fornell is missing. And I mean, let's really look at this, because Fornell being missing could mean a lot of things. Like, he could just be off the grid. That happens with him.
Yeah.
He could be missing because he has discovered a little more that's going on at this burger joint that he's had.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to know with him. I mean, we had this whole big thing last time with Fornell has this dead body in the back of a car. What happened? Did he actually kill this person? In this episode, they're just like, oh, he just died of a drug overdose. Okay, well, where's the body? Like, what did you do with it? Did you call it in? Did you leave it in the car? Did you drive it out to the desert a la Breaking Bad? Like, I don't know.
Okay, for starters, I want to see an episode of Fornell out in the desert now. Like, I feel like that would be fantastic. Fornell, okay, you know, here's the thing. Fornell doesn't care about rules anymore. He's had decades in the world of law enforcement. He is basically becoming the character who is literally too old for this insert word here.
He is such a wild card these days. Like, you really don't know what's going to happen with him. As Gibbs didn't know when he pulled up to that burger joint. Fornell's like, hey, here's your coffee. Meet me in the back.
I love Fornell at the Beltway Burger. For starters, do you think Fornell makes a good fast food burger? Because I feel like I would be good with them making me like a bacon cheeseburger with like some fries.
I feel like he was doing a good job, because he did a good enough job that he was actually able to have some freezer privileges where he did find something back there. It was a tiny lockbox that his key that he got from the dead drug dealer that who knows where they are. Open this box and inside were some pills. But I actually was surprised with how small that box was. Like, It felt like this burger joint was running a bigger operation. When I saw how small the box was, it's like, okay, this can't be the drugs. There's probably going to be something that leads to another bigger box or a huge safe or something.
Okay, since you have already dug up in the desert the Breaking Bad references, we're going all with Gus Fring didn't have all of his supply at Los Pollos Hermanos.
It's true.
I want to believe this is sort of like a case of emergency box where the dealer's got to get to some product quickly.
Yeah.
He's got it in the freezer. That makes, I guess, a certain extent of, but I don't know. If I am a high-powered drug dealer, I don't know if I'm leaving stuff in the freezer.
I also wonder what that does to the drugs themselves. Because I have vitamins that are basically like keep in a dark, cool storage facility. It doesn't say put them in the freezer. So just off the side here. Curious about the effects of what it does.
I am also curious, now that I'm thinking about it, about Fornell's ability to keep this job, because I feel like Fornell, he's gonna like see a couple young people, and he's like gonna be giving them a burger. He's gonna be like, here's your burger. Do you know anything about what happened to my daughter? Like, Fornell's got no chill when it comes to asking people the hard questions.
It's true, but he did well in this episode. He even spilled that drink on the girl with the Gucci loafers, and she was kind of a jerk about it. He handled it all right.
Yeah. He still wants them to have a Beltway day. So you know what? Good on this. Give me all the Fornell. I am. Not everything with the Fornell story always makes like complete and total sense. And,
yeah, where's the body for now?
But you know what? I don't really care that much
No,
because
I
it's
don't
just
either.
I'm so happy that Joe Spano is back on the show. So it's just like, whatever for now. You disappear for I don't know what.
Yeah, and he's just so super fun. And that's why when it was the end of the episode, Gibbs was like, oh, where's Toby? Oh, he hasn't come in for 2 days, which is too bad because he's such a great employee. You know, normally I'd be more worried, but Fornell has already disappeared, like, and then popped back up later. Yeah. I said 1 week, not 2 or whatever.
Yeah,
or 2 weeks, not 1. So you don't know with him. It could be him on his own. It could be him, I don't know, in trouble.
I feel like, this is just my own projection here. I don't know if we're going to see Fornell in the next episode, because I think the next episode is going to be the MCGEE episode where we get a dive into him and Delilah's relationship. So we may be waiting a little bit before we get back to Fornell. I will miss you, Fornell, and your weirdness.
Yeah, I mean, it could be going in that direction. There's not too much information. There's a little bit of information out there. You never know. We may get something like we did in the last episode where all we got was a text saying, I said 2 weeks, not 1.
Supposedly, we're only getting like 5 episodes or maybe 6 kind of within the past. So, we're at least at the halfway point of this story now.
Yep.
We're moving along. And with that, we move along to the case of the week, otherwise known as Biff from Back to the Future plays like weird treasure hunter man.
It was fun. This was a really fun case of the week. I really enjoyed this.
Yeah, it's one of those sort of cases where I don't know how much I'm going to remember of this like a few weeks from now, other than just the fact that I like that they sort of picked up immediately after the 400th episode and this whole mystery about how drunk everyone seemed to get after Gibbs showed up to the bar.
That was so great. That picture of all of them together, look at Bishop's face. She looks like she is like so in the bag. Like she had drunk so much. That picture was great.
Here is my question. What other world is there where everyone is like, oh, the boss has shown up. Now we can really start drinking.
I kind of wish that the picture had a little bit more of like, I know Gibbs is a drinker and he's able to hold it, and obviously he drank everyone under the table, but it would have been kind of cool to see a little bit more of a goofiness with him. I don't need to see Gibbs on the bar with like a lampshade on his head.
I was about to say, I would be okay with that.
No, it doesn't need to go that far, but just a little bit more. That's why Bishop's face was the best part of that picture, where she was just kind of like, ugh. I'm like, that's it. That's what I wanted to see.
There had to have been at least one person embarrassing themselves in that picture in order for that picture to work.
Yes.
I'm glad they went in that direction with it. I'm glad we got those sort of little updates. The one thing I wish we got out of this episode, I wish someone had really like gotten their hands on the treasure, because then I wanted to see what the treasure was, and if it was actually just like nothing and it was just like, I don't know, a can opener or something.
Yeah, I mean, I know that they ended up digging up the treasure at the end, but I would have liked to have seen, wouldn't it have been really interesting to see if it was someone at NCIS that dug it up? Because they were saying that the laws are if they dug it up and there was $1 million in there, they got to keep it. You want to see Torres with $1 million? I kind of do.
What would Torres buy? Like, give me like 2 episodes on. I know you're not going to try to make these people millionaires because it changes the dynamic of the show, but I kind of feel like you guys are doing that with Eric on NCIS LA, so give these people the money too.
Well, it also depends on who gets it, because if McGee ends up getting the $1 million, I mean, he's got a wife and kid, I mean, his kids, that maybe he would just put it away and be like, okay, I got this money after taxes, it's only so much, so here's college funds for the twins.
Also, wasn't living in DC very expensive? Didn't like McGee living in Tony's apartment or something like that?
It is expensive.
Yeah, he could actually maybe get like a 2-bedroom home for that $1 million. I don't know what DC real estate prices are. It's not good.
So for all the Slibs fans out there wasn't too much. I mean, yeah, they had a conversation a bit about love, but it was really about the case. I kind of wish that we were getting a little bit more with Sloane, because I know we do not have her for very many more episodes. And I mean, even with the bar thing, she said she dipped out early, and for a minute there I thought, okay, maybe we're going to get something with this where she said she had a previous engagement. She had to dip out a little bit early. I was like, oh, well, what is this? But it didn't actually go anywhere.
I am predicting that this was Steve and Frank, like, taking a tiny little seed here and planting it in the ground, and they're going to water that seed over the next couple of episodes.
They are really good at doing that. That is one of the things I really like about this show, is everything does have a purpose.
I think this has a purpose. I think we may not see it in the next episode or the episode after, but whenever Sloane is leaving, I think we'll start to understand just like a tiny bit more of what that means.
Yeah, because what is a previous engagement that she needs to leave the whole crew for, where Gibbs has come out for the first time in like whenever, right? Like, you're going to leave that for what? What could it be? And I'm not saying that Sloane doesn't have any other life, because she does, but it felt very purposeful to be put in there to be like, I had a previous engagement, I had to leave a little early.
Yeah, it's like we can all assume that these characters have other lives, but they chose to put it on the show. So we, like you said, we have to take it as like reasonably serious, something that is very important.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to note here, and that's not really particularly pertaining to this episode, but Jess and I, this is our commitment to NCIS. We watched the talk for a full hour today just to get more information, because Wilmer was on it, and he said that it looks like they might be exploring something with Bishop and Torres this season. Something.
Yeah, something. And I mean, if you want to go in the positive direction, of course, it's like, oh, they're going to maybe get them together, or we don't know, but at least that they're going to explore something, and that's good. It's been a while.
Yeah, we've talked about this earlier this season, that it's kind of cooled off a little bit as of late, like the past half season or so.
Yeah, there's a little bit here or there, but there was a while there that it was really heating up, and then Torres was like, "You're like a sister to me," and that was like,
yeah, that was not good.
Yeah,
not
down
good
the hill, and then they've had little moments here or there, but not the way it was like building. It felt like we were really on the fast train.
Well, this episode, I think it is a fast train to just escapism. You go into like Escape Town. It was fun. You got a little bit of Fornell. It's not the most informative one in the world, but, hey, it's a mid-season NCIS episode.
It was really fun. There was a lot of stuff that I really liked, especially like Jimmy in the morgue trying to like open up the Gibbs and be like, you're a coworker, but now I can call you a friend. He's just walking out the door. Jimmy, you got my heart. I am your friend.
We are your friend. Jimmy, you've known this man for over 15 years at this point. Why did you think this was going to work?
Yeah, I don't know. Jimmy, you guys are friends.
Just, Gibbs just doesn't have the heart to say it. You just keep it inside your heart. You can tell it to Casey. You can tell it to the dead bodies. Like, other people will listen to you.
Yes.
But, what did you guys think about this episode? Did you enjoy it? Where do you think we're going with Fornell? Obviously, this is building, but let us know if you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe to the channel. Give us a like. Support us further by checking those links to the store, our Patreon. And, hey, I hope you guys have a Beltway day.
Oh, my God.
And we'll see you next time.